You alright, Ed? Bit hot? Yeah. Right, bench. So we've got a bit of a problem. Noticed from the bathroom window, there's a load of wasps. Basically, there's the bathroom up there. And I don't know whether you'll see this or not, but there's a gap in the brickwork and the wasps are getting in. There's a hell of a lot of wasps. Not too many have got in the house, but they're obviously in the cavity. So we've had to call somebody out to sort this out. We were going to just leave it. Let me see if we can get a bit closer. We were going to leave it and then they've started getting into the house as well. So we've decided to pay for someone to get this sorted. So the guy's here to sort out the old wasp nest. Rather him than me.
Now getting, normally I have a long lamp, so just put it together and strike up. But
so how many on average wasps are there in there then?
that one's not very busy. There's probably only a few hundred in there.
Yeah.
So it's nothing too bad, that one isn't. Yeah, but they can soon be well up into the thousands.
Really? Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, they get a bit busy for a start because unfortunately they can't.
I am pleased that the window's closed. Just picked the latest zucchinis, the courgettes, squashes. Latest harvest of those from the weekend. It's pretty impressive. God knows what we'll do with them, but we'll work something out. So that was today's harvest of cucumbers. I'm just sorting out the greenhouse a bit. It's that time of year where you've got to tidy up the tomato plants, tidy up the cucumbers. I've already cut quite a bit off these first few, but I need to do quite a bit more. Just to let the sun get to the fruit so that they start ripening up. They are doing pretty well, to be fair, already, but we'll just work on this now. Get rid of a good 50% of the leaves here, I think, and let's see how that looks. So I don't know if you can really, it comes up on camera how much I've cut out of this, but it's a lot clearer. The sun can get to the tomatoes now. I've took about 4 bucketfuls of leaves off. Harvested the first of the aubergines as well. I'm going to take quite a few more tomatoes that have ripened. There's another cucumber there. And I've done the same in the second greenhouse. And again, lots of stuff to harvest. They're called Honey Delight, this one, and then there's the Sun Gold. The only one that we've sort of struggled with so far, and it could still give us some good harvest, are these Burlesque, these beef tomatoes. And I've had problems with them. They've got very heavy and fell over. There's been some sort of, they've gone black underneath on 1 or 2 of them. And I've seen some markings on these as well. Not sure what that's all about. None have ripened up yet. So maybe, there's another huge one there. Maybe they're a later one, but yeah, no luck with those as yet, but still time. So I've given the tomatoes a feed of that comfrey and nettle feed that I made. And this is, hello Jen, is today's harvest from the greenhouse. So, yeah, I haven't filmed for about 3 or 4 days. I had mates over at the weekend, and to say I've been hanging for a couple of days is a slight understatement. Yeah, I felt really, really crap, which has made me really sort of like reevaluate where I am with alcohol. It's a tough one because I've drunk all my life since I was about 15 years old. I was going into pubs back in the 80s. That was a thing to do. You could get away with it, which I could. And I've been a fairly heavy drinker ever since, really. A social drinker, but a heavy drinker, definitely. I've really, really tried to cut back since I've got myself settled here after a very difficult few years. And this last weekend, when my mates came down, and it was really good to see my mates and my brother. We had a really good time. Well, I say we had a really good time. I can't remember a lot of it. I can't remember what we talked about, really. I know I was having a good time at the time, but then I felt shit the next day, really bad, more than I normally do after, I think we had about 8 pints and a couple of whiskies. But yeah, it hits me a lot harder these days, and not just an immediate reaction, like every time you get a hangover you go never again, but I think I'm going to say never again. I'm making a real attempt not to drink. When I say never, I don't know whether to do the whole sort of teetotal thing or whether to just say I don't drink as a rule, but I might have a couple of exceptions each year, Christmas, birthdays, a wedding, which we've got coming up, a wedding in a brewery, which is great. in a few weeks' time. That'll be a test. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to give it a good go. I'm on day 4. I sound like I'm at AA, don't I? But anyway, yeah, that's the situation. I am attempting to quit booze totally, forever. The apples now are of a size where we can start picking them. Yeah, they're going to get bigger, but we're going to all of a sudden be hit with a massive glut. So we will start using them, picking them. I'm going to take some around to my mum and dad's tomorrow. My brother hopefully will come and collect some as well. But yeah, fantastic harvest of these this year. I know around the country that fruit is doing really well compared to last year. But in particular, that tree we pruned correctly this year, late last year, and that's reaping the rewards. Even on these new trees, although I hardly get anything from them, there's some good fruit, some good apples there. These are eating apples. We have a solitary plum on that one, and another eating apple here. And these were only put in the spring, so to have any fruit is quite impressive, really. Just saying, we've got some outdoor tomatoes which have gone over. Bloody hell, missed those already. Certainly have got a bit of a glut of tomatoes at the moment. Picking beans every single day. Some more ready today. Really nice day today, slightly overcast, but temperature's perfect. Hardly any breeze at all. Feels good. What are you doing in there? So I just started to harvest these. These are the Charlottes. And they are coming out beautifully. Lovely and clean, decent size. I'm trying to work out whether I prefer small ones as well, just as I say, decent size. Whether I prefer doing the potatoes in the buckets or the traditional way. Both have been pretty successful, to be honest. If I was pushed, I'd probably say the traditional way. But whether I'm meaning traditional, because I probably would do try and attempt a no-dig version of the traditional way in trenches, but just into compost, quite shallow. But regarding the harvests, pretty consistent from both, really. I've still got all of these Maris Piper this row, and they're all ready now to pick, but I can leave those in the ground a bit longer and they'll just be fine there. This row I've just done, just started here, and I've done the first 3 or 4 plants down the other side. They're Charlottes, and they're the new potatoes, which we'll be taking over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I've just picked those as well, a mix of French beans and runner beans, and that is definitely now the end of today's harvest. And that is a kind of average day at the moment. We are 100% self-sufficient on veggies, and we have been for a couple of weeks. I think we bought a pepper and mushrooms. Do you call those fruit? Veg? I don't know. Anyway, that's all we're buying. Everything else we're managing to get from the garden. So we're going to try something a bit different here. I've taken those Globo onions out of this bed about a week ago. So we're going to have salad, but I'm going to do a mixed row, see how that works. I've got 4 or 5 different salads. I'm going to sprinkle a few in direct and see how that works. Aren't we, Jen? Hey? So we have all year round. That's the same all year round. That is just called red and green, so we'll have a bit of that in. That's nice. Some rocket, and I like that one as well, the Claytonia. So we'll do a mix of the 4, so direct, and because by the time these start to appear, it's going to be sort of like mid-August, we should be okay regarding bolting. We've had a lot of the lettuce bolt during the summer. We've still got some nice red and green down here. I think that's all we've got going at the moment. I put some iceberg in and that was no good at all. So yeah, that is our only lettuce at the moment. So hopefully that will last another few weeks. We can take some of the spinach and 1 or 2 other things that we can use as lettuce anyway. But yeah, that should be nice for the next couple of months. So I'll just add a little bit of that one. I did find some iceberg as well, so I'll just put a few seeds of that one. Some of these might not happen at all, some might outcompete the others, but we'll just see which ones work the best in this setup. I think some people call this a chaos bed, when you have a row of mixed stuff. So this is all lettuce leaf, but they're all very different in their own ways. Oops, too much of that one. Shit. I don't know. Right, okay, that's that one, and then a little bit of red and green, which is actually our favourite lettuce. So that has all been sown, so we'll just pop back a bit of the soil there. Mark that row up as mixed salad, give it another water, sit back and see what happens in the next few weeks. So on this next bed that is spare, I've done a little bit similar to the previous one, and this time we've just prepared the ground, wet the ground, and then we've put radish seed down, and then we've also just sprinkled some globo onions as well. Dug that in. Might not work, but the radish will obviously come first, and then if the globos are doing anything, we'll just see how they go, like they are in there, and if not, we can sow something else a few weeks later. All right. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Get it. Oh, Benji. I can't. Huh?
So, thank you so much. Do you remember who it was?
Yes.
Naomi, we think. Thank you so much for getting in touch. So we've already had a very decent sale from this event, just by showing people what we're taking. But anyway, do you want to quickly show you?
Come on, has Eddie seen a rabbit? He has, hasn't he? But luckily for the rabbit, it's the other side of the fence. Oh. Well done, Jen. That's damage then, isn't it? Hey? Get off there. Off there. Yes, Jenny. Well done. Okay. So basically, there's been rabbits in that field. Eddie saw them from the house, went mad. Jenny's just knocked over that and broke it. Thank you very much. That was a nice vase. And now Eddie will be half an hour barking and looking at rabbits. Nice start to the day. Good job, I bloody love them. Right guys, gonna wind this up now for the week. It's a couple of days on since my last chatty bit. Day 6 of sobriety, so I'm doing well-ish. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support as usual. Likes, positive comments, subscribe if you haven't already. That would really help the channel. And see you in the next week or two. Cheers. See you guys.